This is the most autistic thing about me. A load of dopamine thrill-seeking things on this list that sounded fun. But this year I've decided I'm worth more. Hello gorgeous, and welcome back to the channel. If we've not met before, then hi, my name is Tigz and I am an empowerment photographer based in London, UK. I have set myself a goal this year to complete 40 challenges before my 40th birthday. That's happening in December 2026. I kind of want to do this for two reasons. One is to keep myself accountable. And secondly, I thought it would be great to actually have a documentation of what they were and how this went down. So I'm going to run through the list of what those 40 before 40 things are. And then maybe monthly I can check in and just let you know how it's all going. I've split this list into 8 subcategories, and that was just to make sure that I had something in a range of areas of my life so that it wasn't all just fun things. Because honestly, if left to my own devices, I probably would have just put a load of dopamine thrill-seeking things on this list that sounded fun and not really thought about all the personal growth stuff that I wanted to do as well. There are so many things in life that I've been like, I really want to do that, but either not had the time, it's not been a high enough priority, or I don't know, things that are holding me back. So it's a good mix of dopamine, thrill-seeking, joy, personal growth, and a couple of adulting bits on here as well. They're things that I've really needed to be done. So without further ado, let's go through them. So the first section is health, and I'm going to just disclaim it at the beginning. There is no talk in here about diets. There is no talking about calories. There is no talk about food. There is mentions of exercise though. So if you need to skip this section, I'm totally okay with that one. I will work out how to do chapter markers on YouTube so that you can skip it. I have 5 goals in this one, and they're basically around making sure that I am looking after myself and giving my body the most optimal chance of longevity, because aging is such a privilege. And I am so aware that since the lockdowns happened in 2020, a lot of the things that I was doing pre then to look after myself have kind of like fallen away. And that's a mix of getting out of habits and having realized that I'm neurodivergent now that I've been diagnosed ADHD and autistic. The routine has gone. So I guess a lot of it is building that back up for myself and making sure that I'm moving my body with intention. The first one on here is taking a dance class. Oh, I love dancing. You will often find me dancing around in my kitchen while I'm cooking dinner. I used to love going and doing classes. There was one that was like hula hooping, and you had to keep the hula hoop up while doing some kind of choreography. There was another one that was like a drumming one. That one was so much fun. I desperately missed that class. There was also Zumba. I've done salsa classes. You name it. If there is a dance class at the gym, I will sign up for it. As it happens, I'm visiting a friend this weekend, and there happens to be a K-pop dance class happening nearby. So by the end of this week, take a dance class is going to be officially checked off the list. I will keep you updated on that one. I don't think I'll be able to film any of it because there'll be other people in the class, but I will come back with an update of how that went, and hopefully enough of a routine that maybe I can record something for the stories. The next one on the list is a more overarching one, and that is that I want to reduce my resting heart rate. And the primary reason this is on there is because now that I'm treating my ADHD, my resting heart rate has gone up, and I want to look after my cardiovascular health. There is nothing at all to worry about here, by the way. My clinician team are looking after me so well. It's within a very, very normal rate already, but it is higher than it was, and it's higher than it's ever been for me. So I want to work on my cardiovascular fitness and make sure that I'm keeping my heart nice and healthy. So yes, it's going to be a longer term one, but it's something that I'm hoping I can make a good dent in over the next couple of months. Similarly, I just want to be more active. I have days when I go out and take photographs, or I'm with clients, I'm taking the tube, I'm carrying kit, I'm walking around on set. So some days are really active for me, and other days not so much. Like today, I have been in my office all day, and I really just get into flow state and end up not moving my body much at all. This is the most autistic thing about me. I've gone through all of my stats from my Apple Watch over the last couple of years and worked out what my average monthly activity rate is, and I'm upping that by 20% because that felt achievable. Originally, when it was on the list, when I first wrote this, I wanted to do, I think I set it at like 10,000 steps a day. Setting a step goal also didn't really allow for me doing things like going to the gym and lifting heavy weights and feeling like a strong, badass powerhouse of a woman. What I've done instead is I've had a look at what the red ring is doing on my Apple Watch and gone, okay, that on an average, I want to increase that by 20%. So it's going to give me the flexibility and freedom to move my body in ways that bring me joy without having to commit to, you know, oh, it's like 11 o'clock and I need to go and walk or get on a treadmill or something. So I'm hoping that doing it this way is going to be the most supportive and beneficial for a freelance lifestyle while still keeping it fun and fresh. Then I've got lift a plate weight onto a bar. And I know that sounds silly. I really don't care what the weight is. There is no metric on this one. It's just actively go and do it. I had wrist surgery a couple of years ago, and because of it was such a slow recovery, I got completely out of the habit of lifting weights onto a bar, and Olympic style lifting has been one of my favorite things. It's so good for de-stressing me. The fact that I count the reps as well means I just get completely out of my head on anything else. And I just haven't had the mindset to be able to put one of those plates onto a bar. So I just have to do it. It can be the smallest plate. I mean, the thing is, I'm going to have to lift two of them because I'm going to need one either end of the bar. But it can be the lowest, tiniest. If they have like a 1.25, I'll take it. That's all I have to do. I just have to lift one onto the bar. I don't even have to lift the bar. I just have to lift the plate onto the bar. So I haven't got there yet. I feel like I still am avoiding this one. So I'm going to try and get this one done in February. And then the final one in health is that I want to perfect my skincare routine. Now, I've just never had one. I didn't really do it growing up, never really got into moisturizer, body lotion, the works. And last year was the year that I went, you know what? I'm leaning in. I launched 15, which is my signature scent body butter. I have been loving using that one, and I have really felt the difference. I also did my Japan haul when I was out there of K-Beauty, J-Beauty, and picked up some products. I genuinely have been loving them, and I've stuck to it. I finally know the difference between ampoule and a serum, and I've been using all the different things, the toners, moisturizers, the works. I'm just still in the process of working out what works for my skin, what it loves, what it doesn't. So I guess what I'm saying is I kind of just want to commit to something, because also I have plans to spend some time out in Japan again, and that gives me time to do another haul. But I want to make sure the stuff I'm buying this time is less about experimenting and trying new things and being able to go, this is the stuff I use and that's specifically what I want to go and buy. Moving into wealth. Now this is a fun section. This is a mix of work goals and personal goals as well. The first one being start my own YouTube channel. And since you are here and you are watching this right now, we've got a big fat tick next to that one. I've just got to keep it going and make sure I keep recording content. Please keep me accountable. This is the one I'm most worried about, having dopamine for and then it completely running away. I'm trying to keep it just as fun as possible. Number 2 is giving myself a pay rise. And actually I'm 50% of the way there on this one already. I have been running my business for the last 16 years and I've always given myself a monthly pay wage. But this year I've decided I'm worth more, so it's going up. And I'm doing that in 2 chunks. The first chunk happened in December and I've been paying myself that. So November, December, and then I'll get it at the end of January, keep going. And then there's like a second, like a top up one to get me to the full amount. And I'm going to start taking that one from April. So I'm halfway there and that one will be ticked off within the next couple of months. I'm super excited about this one because firstly, it means that the business is growing and that makes me so happy. As a self-employed person, there's nothing better than knowing that you're running a successful business. And then personally, because there is more money on my account to do some of the other things on this list, like the next goal, which is to pay off an extra monthly mortgage payment this year. I just decided that I would like to chip away at that a little bit faster. So of that pay rise, some of that is instantly going towards that goal. There is also build up to 6 months of savings in the business. I am currently around 4 months, so I've got a little way to go. I just want to make sure that the business has a nice little strong nest just in case another 2020 happens or something along those lines. And then finally, in the wealth section, I also want to sell out of Striptease, which is my award-winning coffee table book. You can actually see one on the shelf just above me. There are actually only 46 copies of the book left in the UK, and that is all of my stock gone. So I only have to sell one of those a week, but if you're watching this and you want one, I'll put the link below. I would love for you to help me achieve that goal. And then I've got a little bit of space on my shelves again. So yeah, let's make that happen this year, shall we? The next category is happiness. In this category, number 1, see the sunrise. I've been asked which of the goals on the list is going to be the hardest, and that's the one I've actually said is going to be the hardest one for me. I am not a morning person. Getting out of bed in time to see the sun, I am not a morning person. I should probably do it at some time soon, because it won't be as early as it will be if I try and do this in like June, July, August. So if anyone wants to do something that involves seeing the sunrise, please come with me, because yeah, that one's going to be a hard one. I've then got attend an event in a really fancy dress. Doesn't have to be a specific event, but I do actually have a couple of things lined up in the diary that's going to work perfectly for. All I need to do is actually find a really fancy dress to wear, but that one should be fine. I have something in mind for that one. Then I have afternoon tea at the Ritz, and that one is a big tick. I have always wanted to go. I've never been in the Ritz before, and I knew my mum also really wanted to go. It was on her list of things that she wanted to do. So we actually went and did that one over Christmas. We went at the very end of December. They really do spoil you there. The cakes were amazing. I got all the way through the sandwiches, and then I had one of the 2 mini scones. By the way, for those who are lactose intolerant, I have to say the dairy-free cream that they gave me as the replacement for the afternoon tea was one of the best ones I've ever had with an afternoon tea. So if you are someone that struggles with a dairy intolerance like I do, treat yourself. It was incredible. I didn't get much of the way through the rest of the cakes. I was honestly so full. So they gave us a little box to take them away. And my mum also had some, and they put them in one box. So I said, take it home, have it with my dad. I actually need to ask them how the rest of them were, because I didn't get to try them, but it looked incredible. So yeah, big tick off the list on that one. I also have own nice pajamas. I'm a comfort girl when I sleep. Baggy t-shirts or, you know, just whatever is comfy. I've just never owned nice pajamas, and I thought that would be a really fun thing to put on the happiness goals. And I'm realizing now, as I'm recording this, I do actually own really nice pajamas. A client made me some, and they're still in the box because they were so fancy. I didn't actually trust myself to wear them. I will say though that they are not in my current size, and I want something to celebrate and honor this era of Tigz. So I'm going to treat myself to some nice pajamas still. If anyone has recommendations, please let me know, because yeah, I like to have something other than a baggy t-shirt to wear to bed. And then a super fun one. I would like to be on a PR gifting list. I see all of these videos of people unboxing these incredible things on TikTok and YouTube, Instagram, and I would just love for that to be me. I really don't get that much surprise post, and I think it would be really fun. Obviously, it needs to be something that I'm going to love, I'm going to use, so it's not going to like waste or landfill. But if anyone's watching this and is like, actually Tigz, we'd love to send you some PR gifting, please let it happen just once. I'd love that. Thank you. Thanks for thinking of me. Next up is the purpose section, and these are the things that are going to fill my soul with joy this year. The first one is starting my own podcast, and that has a big fat tick next to it because yesterday I recorded the first 4 episodes plus the trailer for my new podcast, Finding My User Manual. It's going to be launching in February, so you do not have long to wait for that one. But I had forgotten how much I love podcasting. It has just given me, like, the dopamine off that has been incredible, and I got to spend time with 4 incredible people yesterday. I've got the next couple of months planned out as well. So lots and lots of juicy podcasts coming your way. I also want to volunteer for a day. I feel like it's going to be more of a like spring summer thing, because at the moment in the winter I'm already struggling with my energy levels, but at some point this year I'm going to be volunteering for a day, and I'm going to decide what that looks like and let you know. Next, create an educational course. Now, I've already filmed this. I've had a full filming day. Felicity Farrar turned up and was my model. It's going to be on boudoir posing. It's literally there. I've recorded the content. I just have to edit it, put it together, package it up, and get it sold. I think I started, generally speaking, talking about doing this in 2020, and yet here I am in 2026 and it's still not done. So I am making this happen this year. It's going to release before my 40th birthday. I don't know what the block is, but we're going to make that one happen. Plant 1,500 trees. Now, I have an ecology forest. It is my carbon offsetting, so I offset the emissions that I make through the business, and it's currently at 1,394 trees in that forest I've collected over the years. And yeah, I just want to round it out to 1,500. I make a monthly contribution to that anyway, so some of those will be covered by that, but it probably, I'm going to say, is about 75 trees that need extra funding. So I'm going to make sure that the business covers that this year as well, and I'm excited to make that one happen. And the final one for purpose is to send 5 surprise post parcels. I genuinely love sending postal joy, like snail mail to people, especially like little treats and stuff in the post. So I guess that one's not selfless because it makes me feel good too. I haven't decided who's getting them. I haven't decided what those gifts will be, but I know I'm going to enjoy sending them. So yeah, I'm going to do that this year, and once I've sent them, I will let you know. Moving into legacy, and we all know this one's going to be close to my heart. I am going to plan myself a 40th birthday photo shoot. I'm hitting a life milestone. It deserves to be documented. So I'm going to have a photo shoot. I haven't decided yet if that's going to be a self-portrait shoot or whether I'm going to book in with someone. Watch this space. That one's going to be a little bit further off. I've also got validate my will. I actually wrote one years ago and never actually got it like fully signed off and witnessed and stuff. So that one I actually did on my birthday. Day one, big tick on that one. I've also got speak at a large event. Now, I have actually been booked for one. I'm speaking at the photography show in March in Birmingham. So that one's on the list. But I also reckon we could go bigger. So I'm going to put myself out to speak at some large events this year. If you're running one and you want to work with me, I mean, let's make it happen, please. My inbox is open. But I'm going to manifest. I'm going to speak to a big audience this year. I'm already excited about it. I've also decided to plan out a second book this year. Not make the book, but I want to decide what that book might be, whether it's going to be a coffee table book or an actual written book. Basically have something planned so that maybe the year after I can look at manifesting that into a real product. The last book that I did, that came out in December 2019. So it's been a while, and I think I'm ready to do a second one. So I'm going to start planning out what that would look like so I have something ready to start pitching. I'd be so interested actually to know whether you think it should be a coffee table like art book like the one I've done before, or whether you'd be more interested in hearing some written thoughts from me. Answers in the comments, let me know, I suppose. And the final one in this category is win an award, or at least try. Now, I was given one of the Community Champion Award trophies at last year's Digital Women Awards, and it's quite lonely on that shelf. I'd quite like it to have some company, so I'm going to put myself forward for a few things this year. The entering is the winning as far as I'm concerned, so if I can enter myself in a few awards, I will let that one be ticked off the list. And award season is about to open. I can see the emails landing. I'm going to start working on that one probably in February. If anyone happens to know of any business awards that might be good for creatives, specifically empowerment photographers, I would love to know about them. So if you're willing to share that information, or you run one yourself, please just drop me a link to it so I know about it and can add it to my list of potentials. Play is the next category. This one is all fun things. So the first one is to spend a day at a theme park, because I mean, who doesn't love theme parks? Also at the moment, all I'm seeing is TikTok trends of people using Disneyland rides as glam bots. And actually, as it turns out, I have plans to be at Disneyland Paris with some friends in the next couple of months. So that one, although I haven't done it yet, is going to be very easily ticked off the list. So that content is coming your way soon. I've also committed on this list to trying a new hairstyle. We all know this signature look. However, I think it's time to at least try something else and see if I like it. I do prefer having my hair up because I just don't like the feeling of it down, but I'm open, so watch this space. I feel like it would be a really fun video to watch as well, so maybe I'll record that when that happens. Next up, take a scenic train journey. Now, I've already been deep diving into this one. There is a train ride that I really want to do. It is from Fukuoka in Japan down to Yifuin, I think it's called. I'm probably pronouncing that really badly, but there is this over-the-top, beautiful, decadent train. I saw it in the past and honestly thought it was AI, because like no train would be that fancy. And they do like a Michelin inspired, not Michelin star, but Michelin inspired menu on there as well. So it's like a dining experience. I do have some plans to be in Japan this year, so it's potential, but I'm not sure if I'll manage to do them. So I might have to do one here. I've always wanted to do the British, is it the Belmont, or there's the Pullman as well. So at some point this year, I'm taking a scenic train journey. I like the idea of romanticizing my life through fancy scenic train journeys. I've also got design a ring. Now I actually have a kit. My husband bought this for me, I think before we even got married. You can send it off and they will take the wax design that you've made and turn it into a silver ring. And I keep putting it off because I'm worried that I'm going to mess it up and then not be happy with it. When really, at the end of the day, I can just order a few extra wax bits and have another go. So this year, I'm determined to finally use that kit and get that ring made. And the final one in play is to book a makeup lesson. I have been really trying to lean into makeup lately. I realised that I got out of the habit of playing with makeup. I really enjoyed it in my teenage years, and then as I got a little bit older and like work started kicking in, I never really made time for it, and I forgot how to do eyeliner, and I have hooded eyes, so there are other things in here as well that I'm like, oh, like the average online tutorial never really catered for. So I'm going to book a makeup lesson. And in fact, just before I sat down to record this, I sent a message to Sally, aka Miss Moo Makeup, and said I want to book in. So the ball is already rolling on that one. I just need to email her with some potential dates. She has also said that she's willing for me to record bits of it as well, so we can document the journey and you can see the progress I'm making with that. So that one is to come. Next category, personal growth. So these are all the things that I want to lean into to better myself this year. And the first one on there is to finish Japanese on Duolingo. Now I'm currently sitting at level 80 on Duolingo, and I'm going to let you into a little bit of a secret here. So Duolingo announced that they were doing a partnership with LinkedIn, and you could have your score published on your LinkedIn profile page. And there's a bit of a mismatch though between where I'm at with my Japanese lessons and then where I am on Duolingo, because one is more grammar and one is vocabulary points. So I jumped ahead, got that score of 80, and I absolutely messed up my Duolingo in the process. So I'm almost there. I've been leaning in for the last for the last month now, really, just to make sure that I'm getting back to that correct level. And I'm so close, and then I can start actually seeing progress. There are 100 levels in total that I need to work through, and I am probably getting through a level a week at the moment, sometimes more if I really lean in. But yeah, so I have quite a bit to go, and it's going to be a bit of a push, but I'm determined. There are a few of you that I know are friends with me on there and are giving me that push, so we are going to get that one done. I'm going to read 10 books. I'm actually on book 2 already. Don't judge me, they're all book talk romantasy. It was 12. I asked my husband if there was anything on here that he thought was unrealistic, and he said reading 12 books. So I've knocked it down to 10, but we're 2 in a month. Well, I say that, I'm halfway through the second one. So we're 1.5 books in, and I feel like that one's going to work. Next on the list, get my colour analysis done and work out what colours look best on my skin. I am so excited for this one. It is already booked in. It's happening in April. I am doing it with a couple of friends who also wanted to join me, so it was the first date that we could all get in the diary together. I think I'm realising that my skin is so much more cool toned than I've ever realised, and if that has not been proven to me by leaning into makeup this year as well, and realizing that my foundation has never been pale enough for me. I already know that there are colours like peaches and yellows and oranges that don't work on me, but I'm just genuinely so excited to see what the results of that one are going to be. I will see if I'm allowed to film chunks of it, so at least you can see little bits, even if you can just sort of see some swatches against the skin, and then I get to go shopping for some new clothes. Then I've got learn a new skill. I left this one very open because I wanted to see what skill might present itself to me. I have already done wreath making, but technically it was a couple of hours before my birthday, so although it was within the time I wrote this, for some reason my brain's going it doesn't count because it wasn't in this specific birthday year, so I'm gonna find something else. But the one that seems to be standing out to me the most at the moment is audio, and I'm having to learn that because of YouTube and also through the podcast. There might be a few things. I'm very good at picking up a new skill or hobby or something that involves learning, but for now I'm leaning into audio, and we'll see how that one goes. And the final one in this category, which is another semi-open one, do something that scares me. I just am the big believer that you're never truly ready for things. You just have to commit to them, and you're ready after you've done them, I suppose. So it's a very open, do something that takes me out of my comfort zone. And once I've done it, I will know what it is and I will tick that box off and tell you what it is. But at the moment, it's a very open-ended one that is encouraging me to step outside my comfort zone. And last but not least, my absolute favourite category on this entire 40 before 40 list, travel, which is my absolute favourite thing to do. It probably doesn't come to a surprise to anyone that getting back to Japan is number one in this category, and I'm so pleased to announce that I've already got flights booked. I'm not announcing when, just for my own personal safety, but I do have a trip planned for Japan and I absolutely cannot wait. Next up, visit somewhere new. This could be literally anywhere. I don't care if it's a different city that I haven't been to in the UK, a brand new country, a brand new city in a brand new country. I just want to see somewhere that I've never experienced before. So it is open and we'll see what happens with that one. I've also got take a spontaneous trip. So this to me is really just all about saying yes. It's about making a last minute decision to go, you know what, actually, let's go to this place for 2 to 3 days. Now, we did this last year. So we literally woke up, and between me saying, you know what, I'd really love to go see that band play, and about half an hour later, we had tickets booked for the gig, we had Eurostar tickets, and we had a trip booked. And it was the most fun ever, and I'd love to do more of that. So this really is about saying yes to something spontaneous, fun and new. So again, that one's open-ended. I've also got explore a palace. I love bougie buildings. I've never been to Buckingham Palace, for example, but I do love looking around old decadent buildings. If anyone wants to come, let me know. And then the final thing on this list, the ultimate last one, is to be a tourist in London. Now, I am a born and bred Londoner. I grew up in London, I went to uni in London, and I've always lived within about a 20-minute travel distance of London at the furthest. So I've done a fair chunk of things, but I also just never really leaned into doing all the notoriously tourist things in London. Like I've never been to Buckingham Palace. I've never done Westminster Abbey. I don't think I've been to St Paul's Cathedral. If I have, I've not been like for a very long time, like since I was a child. I've never been to Leadenhall Market. Portobello Market I actually did visit with my husband last week, and that one I can tick off. I think for me to feel like I've truly hit this be a tourist in London, I need to do at least 3 of like the big 5. I do think my husband will come with me on a couple of them, but you know, if we know each other in real life and you want to join me for any of them, let me know. I'm always up for company. And that is everything on my 40 before 40 list. So a few things already ticked off. A lot of them I've actually surprisingly managed to make a good dent in, and then I've got a couple that I'm like, you know what, I need to probably start working on these soon. Please keep me accountable. If you know me and you can help make any of these happen, let me know, or just want to, you know, maybe you're that person that can get me on the PR gifting list. I mean, please do, that would be incredible. And I will be back with another video in about a month's time to update you on what else I've managed to tick off this list and see how much progress we're making. Until then, please do all the things that let me know you're here, that you're enjoying this content, and I will be back next week with another video. See you then.